Eshesa. Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Modupe. Thanks for
Good
joining me. God bless
afternoon.
you.
Good
How are you
afternoon, ma.
today?
I'm so fine. And you, ma?
I'm blessed. We thank God. Okay, so you can hear me properly. Let me see, is anyone here? If you can hear me from your side, please type in the comment section below so we can know that the mic is working and everyone can hear us. I can't see anyone at the moment though, but we can start in a few minutes. So here we can speak Yoruba and English. We can mix things together, but of course more of English so that for better understanding of other people as well. The main purpose of the um discussion is just to enlighten us, to hear our views on how we feel about certain things. It's not like it's the facts. Do you understand? We're not really here to condemn anyone. Sometimes, when I know what you feel about certain things, I'll be able to also wait with the way I feel about things and see if it's actually okay, or I can use that method as well. So that is why. So our first topic for today is discussing about I think we're discussing about the financial transparency in a relationship, which is, I said, why do people hide their finances in relationship? That's the first topic. So I'm trying for us to deal with to treat three topics today. So the first is, why do we hide our finances in relationship? It's the same thing as why do we have financial transparencies, or is it actually appropriate to have financial transparencies in relationship? So let me hear from you. What do you think about what I said so far? Can you hear me properly?
Yes, ma.
Okay.
Hi. Is the question for me now?
Yeah, you can. We've started already. Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, ma. And good
Afternoon.
afternoon, everyone online. Haide Modupe. Treating on this topic on why do people hide their finance in relationship. If I should pick my own point on trust, if you look at trust, if you look at some foundation of relationship we're having these days, most they don't trust themselves. That should be one of most reasons why partner keep their finance in relationship.
Trust.
Trust, number one. And I still have other points to talk on. If we also have self-interest,
Okay.
selfish partner
Let's hold on, Mama.
interest.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's treat each of the points and kind of elaborate on it a little bit. Then I'm also going to talk about whatever other people are actually typing out so that we can all relate well. So you said issue of trust. Okay. So
Yes.
what do you mean by trust? Issue of trust. I
Trust.
know trust is, so what's your own view? What are the things, or have you experienced something before? Have you seen before? Have you heard of it before? Why do you think trust is part of the reason people tend to hide their finances?
Thank you, ma. Trust. I can say this is depend on the foundation of the relationship and the experience people have had in time past
Mm.
can warrant such. Let's take for instance, if you have someone with bad experience that
Mm.
maybe the partner they've met with in time past,
Yeah.
the partner they met with in time past can warrant such. For instance, let's say for instance, like those that are not low mentality in relationship. Nothing low mentality in relationship can warrant such too. Because what I'm saying that is, okay, let me put it in this way. If you have a female that has money, that has money than the guy in the relationship. The guy can be nursing kind of it can be nursing kind of mentality on this lady has money. He can put interest in that money.
Meaning the person
Meanwhile,
loves money more than the person is interested in the lady's money, the finance.
yes, the
Yeah,
finance.
it's not a genuine love. So
It's not genuine love. Yes. Thank you, ma. It's
you
not
do
genuine
the
love.
interest based on the finance. Okay.
Okay, it's not genuine love. And if this lady starts her home observation, try to know the guy mentality about his finance, she can lose interest and mean that she can still lose interest. What is it called? Trust on the guy rather. Something of that can warrant such. And
Okay, so I think we're having a network issue. So I will just I'll keep us going before the service come back again. So she talks about interest, and I think what she's talking about is, she was saying, for example, takes for example, when a man meets or this person is dating someone, a lady that is financially stable, maybe their parents are rich or the person itself are rich, and the person has more interest in the lady's money, but there's no genuine love there. So I wanted her to explain, maybe there could be one or two reasons or issues that she must have seen to conclude to say that guy actually was interested in the lady's finance than the lady herself. And okay, you said you can hear me, and I will go to this. Please give me a minute. Let me set this up. I forgot to do that. Yeah. Comment section. So good afternoon, GMC. Good afternoon, Y. Alena, good afternoon. Great point. So AY said, my surprise is, why should everyone get married to a stranger? If I can't trust that person completely, if the trust fizzle out after a period in a relationship, then the marriage should be dissolved. Yeah. Yeah, but do you not think before the marriage is dissolved that they should either go for counseling or discuss about it to be sure? Maybe they are doing something wrong, to see maybe something could be done to stabilize the relationship. But of course, I wouldn't want anyone to be in bondage if the other person is out of no more in love with. So there's no point for for one person to be dating themselves. And GMC said, I have seen partners where the guys likes to spend the ladies' money. I'm going to talk about that. And I have seen a case where the lady said she can't use her money to buy a gift for her partner. So I think with this one, I can talk about this a little bit. Yeah, I have seen, we watch it on TV, on film, movies, and all that, that maybe the guy is interested in the lady's money. Sometimes it wasn't the main intention of the guy or the lady when they see that this person is financially not okay. It sometimes depends on the other person's financial state, maybe their family background. If they are really struggling and the person they met as a partner is willing to help. So sometimes it is the lady that will say, you know what, I can help your family with this. They will assist in one way or the other. Or if it's the man that is well to do, will say, I can assist. So once they start accepting that assistance, then when they keep coming back, it now becomes a responsibility. when it becomes a responsibility, then issues start happening. That's when maybe the guy will start capitalizing on, okay, if I say I'm no more in love with this person, I won't be able to gain something, or they want to keep on with the relationship based on the benefit, the financial benefit they are getting from their partner. That's why I think that's one of the points here where JMC said cases where ladies said they can't use money to buy gift. I mean that they seen a man, a guy. Let me take it back there. That will only spend yeah partner that the guy likes to spend the lady's money. Moving on to where she said that also a lady, sometimes lady will say they can't use their money to buy gift for a man. I want to see maybe she's elaborating, but what I heard about this in the past is that some ladies actually get money, they give maybe that a gift out to their partner or their boyfriend who they are dating, but that person also has someone else. So they take the gift and take it out to someone else and give it to the person that they are in love with. So it's like they collect from A, pass it to C, you know. So by the time that lady find out that, oh, so all the gift I've been giving you, are giving it to another lady, meaning you're not in love with me. So some of them would just vow that, you know what, I can't spend my money on any man, depending on what happened, or they trained them in one way or the other, and they ended up saying, you know what, I'm no more interested because Oju wantila, their eyes have opened. Remember, I said from the beginning of the live show that is a Yoruba and English channel. So most of the time we'll be speaking English, but I might chip in some Yoruba as well. So moving on to AY, he said a partner that marries another because of money needs to be seriously counseled. Of course, needs to be seriously cancelled. But do you not think that sometimes they don't really plan to initially? Some of them don't plan to depend on their money. It's the life that happens to them. When I say life, you understand what I mean. Like issues keep coming up. Maybe they have parents, aging parents that they need help. They are in the hospital. They will not have any choice than to run to them or to say, "Oh, can you please assist? I don't want my parents to buy." And when I say buy here is when someone is on live. There are a couple of things ways that we cannot use on YouTube because they're going to flag the channel. So I have to code some of them. So when I say buy, I mean when someone passed or maybe on live, you understand what I mean. So that's my own take on that. And I'm moving on to okay. A partner that marries another because of money needs serious counsel. I'll face that one. Okay. JMC said she's talking to AY saying most times the woman would not want to leave if there's children involved. So most times the woman will say, told your mom in emotion duro, and they'll continue to be in that relationship or in the marriage or in the home or wherever, and they face abuse. Even sometimes their children also face abuse just because they don't want to. And some is you know, I don't want to live where I've invested. Ibi tí mo ti ná gbogbo owó mi sí. So people just want to stay there, you understand, and say, oh, I don't want someone else to come into the home and start using what I have invested or what things that I bought into the house, maybe the household things. So they will say no, they will not allow that. So because of that, they will stay there. And we hear on social media some things of recent things that happen with some couples, the way they will start eating themselves, and it doesn't end well. And Sheon said she agrees with what Ayodeji said. Let me see if I'm missing some before I start listing out my own point. Okay. Ayodeji said marriage based on conditions should such as other person's financial well-being, might be well beyond redemption using counseling. Sometimes, yeah, I think most of the time, yeah, because if they've already built up their mind with it, after counseling, they might change a little bit. Before you know it, they're back to themselves again. And I think the most interest is that they just want to get things for themselves. They want to they want to have a lot of money that they can hide or something in their names, having hidden agendas. And where am I? Okay. The next one is JMC said to Ayodeji said there are plenty in the society, and most times they are hypocritical and pretend so much that you won't know their motive. Of course. And she also said exactly what I suggested: separation instead of divorce. This separation and divorce, I'm actually trying to bring that on, but not today. Why do people think divorce is the best, and why should one go through separation first? But yeah, we already know that separation instead of divorce, that is why the society is so flawed. Okay. Okay, I'm moving on to which one did I click again? Sean said she may not leave, but separate accounts so that there would not be issue. Yeah, some of them may not leave, but do you know what? This thing is actually easier said than done. Some would think if they have a separate account is going to solve issue. Is part of the solution though, but it now depends. After a while, what if that partner notice that this account that is being separated, they will force you to kind of give it to them, or issue will keep happening that you have to dip your hand into that finance. You will dip your hand. That's when the account will get spoiled. Something will happen to their parent back home. There's so many things. Our guest is back on. So, welcome back. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I'm so sorry. The network over here is so bad. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So I was treating what others have written. So we're kind of treating their point. So I've
Okay.
dealt with some, and where exactly? Okay. So this AY said when the need arises that a partner needs support, then they need to be totally upfront, and the other should help unconditionally. Then
Okay. Okay.
unconditionally. That's the point that this person brought for AY brought forward. He said
Okay.
when the need arises that a partner needs support and they come out of front, that the other partner should be willing to help unconditionally. I don't even think the unconditionally would determine the event of the past, knowing the person they are dealing with. Do you have something to
Yes.
say about that before we go on with the point you have at time?
Okay. If you're talking about unconditionally, unconditionally is something like natural love. And talking about this natural love, is it every partner that deserves this, man? My first question. Are you there, ma?
I can hear you.
Is it
You're
all partner
asking.
that deserve dates? Yes, I'm talking on that, ma. I'm just trying to prove out the unconditionally this guy spoke on.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about this unconditionally, it's a natural thing that you should talk on, but is it all the partner that deserve it? Like what I was saying about trucks.
Yeah.
Before you can talk about unconditionally in relationship, or before I would like to say a relationship or stroke marriage, you need to know about your partner very well so that you can't just be wasting resources. Are you there, ma?
Yeah, I'm listening.
You need to know very well about your partner, you know about him. Because if you are looking at the partner we are having these days, most in my own research, they are not, as in, they are not minded. They are not minded in making relationship to work in sincere way and in the way of fear of God. Most are just putting interests, and most is their selfish interests. Before you can talk about, okay, ma, you want to say something, ma? Let me allow you
No,
to
carry
talk.
on. I wanted to help you out, but I will let you finish.
Okay, you can do that. Okay, ma. I think I will let you know if I'm done with that. Most like what I've been reading online about, people will just come out like all this our celebratory, all this our role model we are looking upon. They just come out and say divorce, and they are bold to announce it. I don't think that is normal. If you can be bold out to announce your divorce, are you there, ma?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear
I don't
you.
think they really know what it takes to be in a relationship and to work it out. I think I'll stop for them. Just help me out for the rest.
Okay. I feel what you said about the recent relationship breakout, people that
Yeah,
the divorce that we're seeing on the social media of recent, why did they have to come out to discuss it, to announce it, that both of them would not announce it? It has become a rampant thing, isn't it? And it's a bit worrying
yes.
to people as looking at them, that why do you have to tell us? Sometimes I feel like, why are you announcing it? Why don't you? People will notice if they don't see you together, and there's not how close friends and family will notice that you guys have gone your own way. That's how they'll start speculating this thing, that Lagbaja and Lagbaja are no longer together anymore, blah blah blah. But now going on social media to make the announcement, hello, Kereo,
It's so bad. Can you see
you
what
know.
I'm saying? So
So
you
I
can see
feel,
my point now.
yeah, I saw
It
your,
does
I
not.
got your point.
Wow, thank you, ma.
So I think it's because initially they brought their business, their relationship to social media. If you
Okay.
notice, some people, they are, of course, because the social media, they have different social media, or what is it called now? If they go to the toilet, they want to video it, they will post it. If they go to the market, they will post it. If they bought something, they will post it. Party, they will post it. Oh, my husband just pecked me. They will post it. Oh, he's so loving. You saw this one? So all those things. He bought me shoe. We travel to our Oyibo. We travel to the village. Look at the country. They will say a lot of things. So when they break up, and people, of course, they are gaining more audience. Do you understand? It's sweeting
Yes.
them, because we know when people are praising us, as much as well, we will still see some people that wonder that why are you telling us, but it's those people that will say, oh, that's lovely, and that they have role models and all that. So they think they are influencing some people as well. Of course they are, because that's the kind of lifestyle that some people like. So depending on the lifestyle as well of both of them, flaunting things, always showing things on the social media. So when the marriage now comes to an end, you remember before they were announced, they've been struggling in the house. They will be strong. They are struggling until when they would make up their mind, or one decide that, what, I'm just going to let them know, and the troll starts. So that's how I see it. Anyway, that bringing your business to social media,
Social
you
media.
obviously inviting them to pop nose, to say what is the real thing and the untrue thing. If they know 10, they'll put more 1 0 to it to become 100. At least by the time they search and ramp, they will see some truth and they will think, oh, most of them are. That's how I see it. Anyway, let's move on to another point that someone raised here. Then maybe we can face yours after reading what they drop. I think, did I click on it? Yeah. He said that marriage is a process, is a metaphor as this time progresses. Of course, we know it's a process, but sometimes it's what we don't plan for. Or people, when they hear marriage, they think it's just sugar and honey all the time. Once they get there, they start saying different things. Some actually believe in, when they are courting, their partner don't scold them, and everything they do. So it's okay, baby. It's okay. Yeah, I'll help you. But when they now get to the house, they see themselves. That's when they know that, oh, I don't like the way you flush the toilet, and you don't wake up early, you snore, you brush. I've actually faced this thing before. So there will be so many things that will complain of, oh, why you like this? Why do you not put mine also got into that stage of the sponge we use in the kitchen, that, oh, you have to squeeze the water out before you play. Those tiny, tiny, minor things, it cause issues. So of course, when we talk about courtship, it's not everything
Even
people.
space. They're talking about this. What is it called? We are using. You see some. They say if you were using your two space, that
Yeah,
you're supposed
you
to
should
make it at
press
the
it.
middle.
Yeah, things
Why
be-
some we say at the bottom? Oh God.
yeah, I do that as well. I prefer. Why would it just be so? I've learned to just overlook it, but sometimes when I get there, I'll just make sure I move it to the end. Like, why would they just see this thing and just press from the middle? Can you not see the space that you need to, So, we learn every day, and this is how many years of marriage. So there is no how that if you say, oh, we're so we do things together, we're so this one, everything is about us, is almost the same thing. You will find something. Kaya is in danger now. So you find
Yes.
something that you don't really agree with. You have to now find time or take time to start living with that thing and seeing how maybe you guys can work together with it or change it. But when it start coming as being aggressive or complaining, it becomes onagiju. You complain too much. You do this one.
Nagi, right?
Yeah,
Nagi.
that's when that's setting. She may leave. Okay. Another point he said is joint account has its benefits and shortcomings. That's talking about people, maybe people that are married, or I don't know, people in relationship that decide to have joint account if it's allowed over there. But yeah, if they have joint account, I think with joint account, the person, they still need to have a single account. So they maybe agree on certain amount of money that needs to go into joint account, so they know what they are spending from the joint account. This is my own take. Joint account is okay. Would I still want it right now? I want to think about it. If I have to say yes to it, maybe later, we'll agree. I'm putting 20% or you're putting 50%. We have a percent. It's not like all of my salary must go in there, all of your salary must go in there, because we want to show transparency. I believe that these things can obviously affect some relationships sometimes. Part of the point I jotted was that, when the other family is struggling, our extended family, if one of them is
Okay.
struggling, that partner will want to help. Let's assume that my husband is putting all his money or a certain amount of money, and it's a joint account, and my family is struggling, one of my family or one, I will want to dip money, hand in the just take part of the money and go and help them with it. Another time then I would now be the only one spending most those money on my own, my extended family. Even if he's not complaining, he's noting it. These are the things that when you guys have issues, it's going to come up. And even the family you're always giving, sometimes, they don't really think of it like, oh, won't this thing be affecting? They will be just be saying, oh, she, oh, long I told you,
They'll be collecting it.
You know, you know, they don't think of this person might be facing, or the other partner is keeping quiet. This thing is piling up somewhere. So these are the things that sometimes we don't tend to, maybe would I say, evaluate, you know, that this thing could be affecting one's marriage or relationship. That's my own point, my own take on that. Is there any other thing? So do you have any other point you want to bring up before I list out the points I listed here? Then we can now move to the next topic.
Okay, about the joint accounts. About the joint accounts have to work with trust also.
Please, sorry, let me just say something. Please, if you're online, please help me to click the like button, please. Hit the like button, the thumbs up, please, so that it will help the channel. Thank you.
Okay, ma. About the joint accounts. About the joint accounts have to be on trust. Like what you just said. If other partner, extended family are demanding, this joint account is for the both party, right? Why the other extended family is demanding, why the other one is not, it will affect the relationship somehow. And if we want to make it equal, even though the other extended family is not demanding, with the wisdom as a man, you can balance it by making it equal, because it's joint accounts. Are you there, ma?
Yeah, I can hear.
Let's say, for instance, that as a man, you need, your extended family is demanding for like 20,000 naira monthly. Why the wife, there is no demand? If there is no demand, you can meet it up to balance it. The 20,000 naira you are giving to your own extended family, you pass it to your wife family. I think it will go a long way that way. It's good to balance it. Are you there, ma?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's good to balance, because it's joint accounts. Because it's joint accounts, to balance it. Most of this, I think, the use so that they will not be affected. That is what I can say about that for now. Thanks.
Okay, that's okay. I just know that anything with joint account, they just need to agree and have boundaries. You know, if they know that this is, because if they don't set boundaries, things will keep coming up. If they set boundaries that this is money is fixed, this percentage is going to be fixed, nothing is happening to it. We will not see that in Jesus, by in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. This amount can be, so if they set boundaries, that
boundaries, right? Yeah.
If there's no boundaries, my dear, things will always happen. Rain will fall, that one will happen. Belle will pay me. I will hit my leg. You know, things will happen. So once they have boundary and they walk towards that boundary, you know, maintaining the boundary. If they don't maintain it, that, oh, you know, so person is sick, we need to get some money. They will run out of it and they will start having issues. So things with joint account is it needs boundary. They need to agree on what to do, who is putting more, or if they are putting the same, who is taking the better decision. Another thing is that we need to know our partners.
Okay.
Some people you know, you will know maybe when you're cutting wherever that this person like to spend. Actually, you know what? I want you to finish. Have you finished your point, so I can just kind of, so that I don't take your time?
Yes, can go ahead. Yes, can go ahead.
So for me, I think you need to know the kind of partner you have. Some people are heavy spender. They don't know how to manage money. Some, if you give them £5, when I say let me remember, if they give them 5 naira, yeah, they will take at least 1 or 2 of it and put it somewhere. They don't spend everything. They're used to spend, you know, savings. Why some, if they have that 5, they must spend everything. They might even spend the whole thing on you yourself, but they don't know how to save. So those are the things that you have to kind of consider. Some will tell you that, oh, it's true, I don't know how to save money. So at least the person knows. The other party that now know how to save, they will now work towards how to save. Do you understand? So both of them can be the same. Why we have some that is even the man that know how to save, or they know how to, then when you have budgets, you know what you're working towards. You know you want to get here. You are giving yourself time frame of when to get this thing. It might be extended, but at least you're working towards something. But if there's nothing to work towards, it's not going. I think the joint account thing will flop. There will be rift. They will fight, and anything with money, it does disturb people's trust as well. That they won't even trust each other after a while. Another point that I jotted is that the security. Sometimes I think some people hide their finance because of they are not secure with who they have. Some, they haven't done a background check, but they have this mind like, what if this person decides to run away one day? What if this person is dating the other person? Do you understand? Is that insecure mind that they already have would not allow them to be transparent with their finance, and I think the other party's lifestyle as well, or their family. If you know the family you come from, the family of the other person, you see the way the other person spend, you will know that, oh, this person will be asking for more, or they will be pushing your partner towards asking for help. So, and some people are stingy as well. Some are naturally stingy. Some, if they have money, yeah, they rather, if you tell them you're in need of money or you're hungry, they take you to where you can eat. They'll pay for it. But for them to give you cash that you take home, but in your lower. So some people are stingy. They're naturally stingy. Some are stingy to themselves. Now, to actually let you know that this stinginess, some people don't do it to others alone. Even to buy things for themselves, they'll be saving the money. They will be saving. They don't mind. They will trek. When I mean trek is walk a couple of miles just because they don't want to pay the driver, or they feel, oh, it's just that place. It's not far. And there's this Yoruba that they said, Kojino, ara lo ń fa bọ̀ sí. Do you understand? So they are stingy to themselves. They won't even to buy better food to eat. They will rather get garri, drink the thing. So what the day you decide to eat chicken, they'll be looking at you like, really? They might even draw you to eat yours, but they want stingy. It's just naturally, and they grew up with that stinginess. So I feel being the stingy type also contribute to the or maybe their partner have noticed that this person is stingy. They can't really buy gifts for them, even to give them. They will notice that they've done it to themselves or to their own member, their member of the family, not even to the lady or to the guy. Then they will conclude that, I need to hide my finance. So I also put this thing down, debt. When some people are already in they will want to, the other party, when they know, most of them, not everyone, but I don't want to generalize. They will hide their finance because they know that they will have to help to pay most of the debt off. So I think debt contribute to people trying to hide their finances. Lifestyle is part of it, which we've already discussed. Shames of burden. Some people will hide it because they know, if I have 20 pounds and I don't want you to know, I will just tell you I have 10 pounds, because if you know that it's only 10 pounds I have, the burdens you're going to bring to me is just less than that. But if you know I have money, so you keep bringing up burdens. Or if I'm the one that don't have much, I might want to add my finance because I don't want you to know the shames of the burdens, the debt I have. It gives me, I will have to keep explaining myself how I got into that financial mess. Some don't want to explain. Some people don't like to be questioned. like, so because of that, they will hide that ego add to it as well. And I also put this down. You're spending on financial, I mean, extended family, extended family that they are struggling. It does help. Or contribute to the other partner might try to be wise and hide their own finance. Even if they get increment from work, they will not want to disclose it because they know the other party will be working towards that. Uh, like I've said, if partners spend too much, if the other partner you will know. Maybe like me now, there was a time that almost every weekend I will want to go to store. I will say, oh, mo fẹ́ lọ ṣe window shopping. I don't have money. When I get there, I will now see something. I'll say they are doing buy one get one free. I'll buy one get one free. By the time I get home, multi have spent the money that the family needs. So it got to, I had to start training myself as well. Even my husband knows that then they will always drop parcel. Like, we don't have this money. So, these are the things that it does kind of contribute to why some people will want to hide their finance if they know that you're a heavy spender and you don't know how to control. Some people can control it. Once you point it out to them or they notice that they are actually going down, they're like, oh, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I need to face also thing that, and they'll start, working things properly just to get a stable, would I say, buoyant money. And also, I think some as well, because of the, would I say, saving. Hold on, let me just make sure I'm on the right point. Yeah, because some that spend too much and they know how to work towards it. Some don't know how to work towards it. They will, in fact, you telling them, they will face you. The fight will continue. Like, what do you mean? You mean I'm the cause of social thing? I'm the cause of, sometimes acceptance. When we accept something that, oh, we're actually struggling with this thing, it helps us to embrace a change. Those are the points I jotted down, so that could help us with what is happening about. I think Sheun said, no, I think I've jumped. She said, I believe the joint account is for something very important, e.g., children's school fee, needs for immediate family and not extended family. Exactly. Once you set boundaries for what the joint account is, do you know that some of them, they just have joint account, they just start putting money there. That is why, even you said it's for school fees. God forbid their parent is sick. God
Thank
forbid
you.
their sister or uncle or something happen. That's when they will remember they have that money. They've forgotten that the other partner needs to know. Even if they have to tell the other partner, it's like a first, like, oh, we need to help so person now. We can't watch them die. Bye. Do you understand? It's somehow we should have that boundaries that this thing, no matter what happen, we're not touching it. Nothing is going to happen to our children, but that will warrant us to spend that this thing, release that money on football. It's for school fees, it's for house rent, it's for maintenance and all that. But some people bridge it. Some even they don't even ask the other partner. They go ahead to spend it. And JMC said yes, and she said yes. And Sharon said, if the extended family, his family may be larger than mine. So let's face our family individually, except our biological parents. Yeah. So, yeah, you have a point. Remember the biological parent too. That's why I said, mommy is sick. I send the mommy. Dad is this one. Uncle me this one, or the brother something. Is this? These are the extended family as well. You will dip hand into the money. You actually need to make that set that boundaries, rules and regulation. Also have, I believe that if you want to have a joint account, have the one that is being fixed for a certain period of time that you can't touch. So, and maybe if you have to touch, you will take a month before, you give a month notice so that wherever that comes would have actually be winding off. You understand? That helps to with people that have finance have a joint account. But if it's the one that everyone just touch anyhow, it's not all of them that works well. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it doesn't work. we're talking about things that happen, issues that they face, why some of them doesn't work, and why some people are not transparent with their finance, why some people are they rather hide their own finance in their relationship, in the home, and all that. And I will say also, if I need to give my parents some money, my auntie, my friends, I like to help some people sometimes. I wouldn't want to be going to my husband every time to say, "Oh, can you give me some money? I want to give it to so person." Because I would like to give what I want to give to the left hand. I don't want the right hand to know. Sometimes I just want to give. I don't want him to know. I don't want anyone to know. I just want to do it. Sometimes I just feel led to just bless someone. Sometimes I pray that, oh, someone should bless me today, you know. So I do not expect that person to broadcast it as well. So that's why you should also have a personal account aside from the joint account, so that you'll be able to do certain things without um having to tender reasons every time to your partner, or your partner knows everything. That's my own take. Some people will say, no, you two becomes one. If you're giving to your family or your friend, your husband must know, your wife must know. If it works for you, fine. But there are a couple of things that, sometimes I'm just walking or going and I see someone that needs help, that I just feel led to help. I don't have to run to my husband to say, oh, you know what? I saw that person. I want to give that person £1 or this thing. I don't have to. I will just give that. So depending on everyone's take, what you believe in. So just to let you know that. And I think that's it for the point. So let's move to the next topic, which says, why do you refuse? Why should you refuse? I said, when should you refuse to assist your parents in need? So Modupe brought this up I think last week we had a live show last week, and we're discussing about do we the topic for last week was the topic of discussion last week was uh, does parents look after their children more than their children look after them? So we talk about sometimes depending on how the children maybe when the parents starts. Some have their children early, they are able to face those things early, and they are financially okay. Some struggle as well. So when their children now grow, when they've grown enough to notice, maybe they start working, they're financially stable, so they might be able to help their parents. But what about parents that got married early, but they were waiting on the Lord for years before having children? That means they are still going to wait. So you can imagine when their children are going to grow up to start working, and those children want to look after them. So we discussed a couple of points, but she brought a question saying, what about those? I think she said, what about those that maybe their parent disowned them, or they disowned their parent, or their parents that struggling, that should they not help? And I said, okay, we can treat that today. So that's why I brought this topic, saying, when should you refuse to assist your parents in need? So let's say, for example, you have issue with your parents for a few years ago, and everyone decides to stay on their own way. You want to respect your own main family. And if you hear that your parents are in need of help and you are okay to help, you are financially okay to help, would you be able to help? Or if it's not your parent, even let's say your family, your brother or sister, your uncle, should you help, or should you just bone them? When I say bone them, overlook and pretend as if you don't know what happened. So can we discuss that? And AY said, why must my wife know everything I do with money? Yeah. Why? Why is, I would say, because this question is like it's being thrown at me. I can give both ways, points on both ways. One is if your wife knows what you're doing, what you do with your money, sometimes it helps so that no one will be able to come and say you're owing them or something happened. You know, all these stories from outside. He or she will be able, your wife will be able to attest to the way you spend money, because they are aware of the way you spend that money. But because you use the word everything, I don't think everything is okay. But if you give the everything should mean that you actually supply enough at home. Because if you don't supply enough at home and you're actually being good out there, I think is the person is contradicting themselves. So why should the wife know? It's just maybe I would say transparency, trust. Some people don't trust their husband. That's why they want to know how they spend their money. So they will know maybe they're giving out to another woman or their mother or wherever, depending on the issue surrounding them. Some wives don't like money, their husband to give their mother-in-law money or wherever. They want to be aware of it. And remember, sometimes if the house they are struggling in the house, the wife, even if the mother-in-law called, the wife would not instantly say, "Oh, mommy Kosonjenle, we're struggling." Once they say, "Gbogbo ile ńkọ́?" That's answer. They'll say, "Oh, everybody wa, gbogbo wọn wà, Olúwa, Olúwa ṣeun." We have more Olúwa ṣeun here. So we will say Olúwa ṣeun. And when they now say, "Oh, tell your husband to call me," or we need so thing, tell your husband to send money. She might not respond to the woman or whoever that requests, but she will know how to discuss it with her husband that, we don't have this money. The what we have right now, we can't afford it on so thing. So we might give a little or give. She can't give kind of explaining everything. This is why she needs to know. I will say know a certain part. I will say 80%, 90% of the finance. So at least the man has the other percent to swing around if you want to. Is also for them to be able to build a better tomorrow, better future, tomorrow for their children as well. I like to work, so I don't want to live. But I don't want to be a burden to my children. So it's for better tomorrow. I would say for better future, better tomorrow, for things to work out fine within them. I hope I've answered that question properly to you. Another one is every. Yeah, he said every. I think I've addressed the every. He said every. Not to me. Why should they know every? Maybe the person is really down. When I mean down, financially not okay. So if they have 10, they want to know how they. When people are really struggling now, they have £100. Oh, sorry. Let me use. They have 1,000 naira, I be 10,000 naira. They need to buy gari, they need to buy oil, they need, because that money is not that enough. So they want to, of course, now, come on, even me that want to have money for myself, that time is really tight. So the way we're spending, we've calculated we're going to buy Congo gari, oil, how do they call it? Gallon con 1 liter, and all the food stuff, how they're going to pay rent. So the wife wants to know. So if the husband now, no, the wife will want to know because she's part of the one helping you to manage the home. I hope I've answered that well. Does anyone have anything to contribute to that before we move on? Okay, nothing. So let's move to the why should you refuse to assist your parents in needs? Modupe, do you have anything to say to that? Because you brought the question out. I don't want to play the audio. So let's say, why did you bring that out? What was your take on that before we shook mouth?
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. The reason why was what you said last week, that there is a statement you make in your teaching last week. You said you cannot abandon your children, no matter what, when your mother is in need. That really called my attention that even at the point of death, whereby the children, you want to pay their school fees, your parents are not feeling fine, emergency came up. That was the reason why I came up with that. And on this, I really wanted to put lights on that. It was a question I showed. Okay, let's go on that before we stretch on this.
When I said that, this is one thing with, or sometimes, when we listen to people talking, we will take that word, but I don't know. I think the way we understand the message sometimes is different from the way maybe it's being said. I might not mean it the way you took it. Do you understand? So you cannot abandon your children and start facing your mom. It depends.
Okay.
There's this adage we are all, I think some people might be watching. There's this adage they will say, turn up Tinoba Johnny, to join money, that in Lakoko
Ara ni
Magbon.
la kọ́kọ́ ń gbọ́.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if it depends, and we do see some of these maybe joke that people will say, if you're stuck in a maybe a river, or you have lion next to you, who would you save first, blah blah blah. You need to know who to save first. If it's school fees, and my mom is in the hospital, is school fees, is it something that this person can actually wait? The child can wait if it's not like exam or something, and I need to save my mom or whoever mom is. I'm just making an example. It depends on the condition itself. If it's now the condition that has been coming up from time to time, would you continue to leave your child to stay at home? Sometimes, we I think we take sentiment we put too much sentiment into some things. If for the first time, if maybe the child is she can stay at home, you pay that money, you treat your parents, or maybe a family member, a extended family member that needs help. And after that, after a while, couple of weeks later, they fall sick again, and you so would that child remain at home for years because of my mom? So that is why I said it depends. You need to balance things. If that child
Okay.
has been at home and you know that child is actually missing as well, you've pended that for a while, and another issue happen with your parent, there should be someone else someone else to help as well, because you've actually helped in a way, and that child still need to go to school. Because if you face your mom alone, after the mom pie, when I mean pie, maybe they finally grow to a stage when
Okay.
God decided that God said, okay, it's time to come home, and they go. That child that you left, you don't know the impression you've given to that child when you ask that child to stay at home. And sometimes we
Okay.
don't know our children's what they are thinking in their mind. In as much that you try to explain to them, they will think, oh, you love your mom more than them, so you pen their own career. So when they see their
Yeah.
own friends progressing as well. So let's say, for example, they now finish in school and they're struggling to get uh, jobs and all that. They will be thinking it is those times you ask them to stay at home. And some people, some of them, they will hate you for life. It's in their mind that you disturb or you destroy their progress. You don't believe in them. There are a couple of mistakes that we make sometimes. And I believe that, of course, for you to say your child should stay at home, if it's the one that is understandable, you can explain the reason, but you can't do it for long. If it's been pended for a while and this thing keeps going on, mommy, you can't say mommy should not also not go, and the child should be the child is still alive. That child needs life as well. So things need to be balanced. If you're in a home and you want the child to stay at home, and you get to a stage your husband is saying it's time for this child to go to school, you guys start having issue. So if you now spend all your money, you didn't attend to that child, and the parent finally buy, the husband will like, I told you, now that we need to do so thing. So it's not, it depends. You need to kind of calculate things, work things well. If you have siblings, if you're not the only child, if you have siblings, they will need to also help in one way or the other. But it's actually not good to stop children's education because of our parents would I say he help, depending, please don't get me wrong, depending on what kind of condition they have. There are some condition that is ongoing. It's ongoing. You will keep continue to spend. So you will need to work something out, what you can give. And you know what? God sees our heart. I believe that when you do things and your mind is clear, yeah. But sometimes when we want to impress, we forget the other child that is waiting. Or you want the child to now go to the best school and your mom is in the hospital. Have you seen the way I switched now? The
Yes.
child is going to school. The child can go to school. You can change the child's school to another school. That is also okay. It doesn't have to be those competition school. Do you understand? So that you'll be able to also look after your mom. You can change school. Just discuss with your child that it will be just for a year or two. Mommy is sick. I mean, grandma is sick. We need to do so thing. The child is going to school. This is not stopped, and you're still trying to look after the mom. But if you now pen that one, or you ignore your mom, and you face the child, alone. The woman too will be looking like, I'd look after you. Do you understand? But it's not easy. We can't really please the world. We can't please human being, but it's really a tricky one. But you also ask God for help, because no matter how you're doing it, some people might not see it that way. Some people will say, isn't it? Can you see her child? She's wearing nice shoe. She's wearing this one. She's going, and her mom is in the hospital. Her dad is this one. The people will judge you wrongly, not knowing what you're going through. So sometimes when you try to impress as well, you will do it wrongly, and someone else will take you to heart in the wrong way. You start keeping malice with you. That's how I can contribute to this. Does anybody have something to say? Must, not a must. JMC said it's not a must. I think what she meant is it's not a must to assist maybe the parent in need. If you can elaborate on that, I don't know what she meant. Do you still have something to say about that? What's your contribution, Udupe?
Is it the one you just explained now?
Pardon me?
Or is it the one you just explained now?
You throw the question to me that when a child is being not told to, we can't tell a child to stay at home just because we want to look after our parent. That's why I explained what I meant, that it depends on how serious the situation is, and we can't also leave the child to stay at home for a very long time.
Yes, I got it right. I'm clear with that now. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So another question here is he said the way wants to know, maybe she sees or feels you are not being prudent in your spending, and you can't give details of what you did with your money. Yeah. Accountability, I think. Yeah. If you cannot give account of how you spend money, but I think she's responding to the question of why should my wife know how I spend everything. Why should my wife know? She's responding to this. Why must my wife know everything I do with my money? That's what she's responding to. That she wants to know. Maybe she sees or feels you're not being prudent in your spending, and you can't give details of what you spent the money on. Yeah. Some people, even what about those people that are being duped? They can't say it. Do you understand? Somebody is blackmailing them as well. They can't, they will just, any money they have, they will keep giving it up because someone is blackmailing them. Some of them have done shady things and someone is blackmailing them. So they feel, oh, let me keep giving money. But if they open up to their partner as well, she might be able to understand. Of course, she will rant in the beginning, or he might rant, but they will come to understanding of what to do next. What else? Does anyone have something to say about why should you refuse? Why should you refuse to assist your parents in needs? I think when the parents' lifestyle is not is different from yours. Let's say, for example, parents that like Owambe. There are some parents that in their 70s, once you like Owambe, some might decide not to help, depending on the needs. If it's a flamboyant need, like it's time to build house, your mates have been doing that for their parents, they might refuse help. They might refuse to help because they have other things they are struggling with. So I would think the when they can refuse that kind of, what type of needs? Is it those buy house, buy land? Do you understand? Buy this competition. And when my mates that we gave back together, their children are already this. Yeah. So when it become that, it's disturbing to those children as well. So they might decide that, what, we're not doing. Or the parents will say, oh, I don't want to wear so thing. They will not work according to what the children are given. They want more. Some parents demand, this is what I want. Okay, buy Luma for me in a month. They are calculating ahead of you. They don't know what the struggle they have in the house. Let me let you know that some parents want to know, they still want to know how much their maybe son is earning, to be able to calculate how much the wife is spending in the house, forgetting that this person is a grown man. Do you understand? So in this aspect, there are a couple of things that they will have to answer or reduce the way they help. I think the bottom line is that it depends on the kind of needs. If it's health needs, of course, if you have the money, help. He said, there's no condition that should warrant a child or children not to help their parents. JMC said there's no condition. It depends on everyone's perspective, the way they say things. So she said there's no condition. So no matter what, she will still help. But what if you don't have? Depending. Everyone with their, except if you want to if she wants to elaborate, if you want to come online or you want to type the reason, but I feel with some there is no condition. If they have, and they should help. If you're struggling, you can't, or you're being mandated to do certain things. When people will say, "To ba money omu ilomu, oni lati se kini leni." So all those threats. Sometimes it all depends anyway. That's my own on that. Does anyone have anything else to say before we end the live show? Nothing. Thank you very much for those who have connected so far and those who contributed to the live show. God bless you. I really appreciate you all. And we're having next week, and I'll be having that with Auntie Sheon. There's someone online here. I'll be having with her next week, Thursday. I'll send the flyer out during the week and let you know. I really appreciate you. God bless you. And okay, let me read this one. The last message. He said you should support your parents if you have the means to do it, but the request needs to be reasonable and depend on what you are able to do as a child. Absolutely. That's it so far. Thank you very much. And now let us go. We've done complete 1 hour. God bless you. Thanks for your support as well. Once again, if you haven't liked the video, please don't forget to like. And if you have where you can share this too, it will help. Thanks. And with this, I will draw the curtain and we'll see next week by God's grace. Thank you. Thanks, Modupe, for joining us.
Thank you so much, ma.
Thank
you for having me. God bless you, ma.
Thank you so much. Thank you, AY. Thank you, Alena. Thank you. If I didn't call your name, I'm sorry. I couldn't see that. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Wow. Bye. Thank you, ma. I shall go, ma.